Guess what we're doing today? We're talking about savings. Hi, I'm Kumiko from The Budget Mom. Come along with me as I strive to live a life I love on a budget that I can afford. Today, we're going to be talking about savings, and not just any savings. We're going to be talking about a 12-month savings plan, a savings challenge for every day of the month, so we can save more of this in the new year.
I try sharing my story to remind leaders that there is a way out, that with hard work, dedication, determination, motivation, it's all about having a plan for your money, and that's what gives you the true control.
Holy crap, it just changed my life. We're like, oh man, Nico, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes work, but no more credit card debt. Welcome to the Budget Mom YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about my brand new savings plan for 2019. So I'm a cash envelope budgeter. It's part of my budgeting method, which means I have cash envelopes that look like this. So all of my spending, all of my variable spending, like on gas and food and fun expenses and miscellaneous expenses, all of that is paid with cash. Now I do my occasional online shopping. For the most part though, I never swipe a debit card. So I come up with, and the way that I save money is I like to create fun savings challenges for myself every single month. Now, I just got done doing a freezer and pantry challenge, which means that I spent the whole month of November only eating the things that I have on hand here at home, rather than going to the grocery store to buy ingredients to make new recipes or new things. Everything was done eating from my pantry and freezer, and I was able to save over $300 in food costs for the month of November just by creating that fun little challenge for myself. So I thought, wouldn't it be awesome to create a savings challenge for every single month in 2019? And that's exactly what I did. So I have my budget binder for 2019, and I want to share with you very quickly all of the different savings challenges that I'm going to be doing in 2019. I would love for you to participate with me. I'm just going to quickly read what I have written down. Now, every single month, I have a blank calendar. It's called my budget calendar. It's literally where I list out everything that needs to be included for my budgets or in my budgets for that particular month. But as you can see, and it's going to be backwards, I think, but on the top of every month, I wrote out what my savings challenge is going to be. So for January, I'm calling it Pack a Lunch January. So for the full month of January, I'm going to pack a lunch every day to bring to work so I'm not tempted or I don't feel like I have to eat out or spend any money on my lunches, which means I have to be prepared. And that means prepping my lunches either on Sunday or making sure that I have a packed lunch every single day. That's the one way I'm saving money in January. In February, and I'm sorry if this is backwards, I can't tell, but I'm calling it No Eating Out February. That means 20 days out of the month of February, absolutely no eating out. And I'm not talking like getting lazy and going out and grabbing some Panda Express on the way home. No, there's no eating out for at least 20 days out of the month in February, which means the remaining days you can do whatever you want. Don't go crazy, because the whole point of the challenge is to save money, but you're going to challenge yourself 20 days no eating out in the month of February. In March, I have $20 Fridays. So I'm calling it $20 Fridays in March. And what that means is, because I have cash envelopes for my cash spending, okay, or my variable spending, every single Friday in the month of March, I'm going to pull out $20 of cash from my envelopes. It doesn't matter which envelopes I'm pulling it from, as long as it's $20 total. And you're going to do that every Friday. Now, That's a pretty big savings. I mean, if you think about it, all in all, most of these savings challenges are for people who don't think they have enough to save. But one of the biggest challenges of saving money is realizing your potential for savings. It's about discovering the dollars you didn't know you had. And so a lot of these savings challenges are for people who are either working on a tight budget or need or want to find small ways that they can save money in their everyday life. This is how I'm doing it. So March is dedicated to $20 Fridays, and that means you're simply going to save $20 from your cash envelopes. Doesn't matter where you pull the cash from, long as it's $20, adds up to $20 every single Friday in the month of March. In April, I'm calling it the $10 cash envelope challenge, and currently right now it's December, and I am doing this challenge this month, and here's what that looks like. Your goal, or the goal of the $10 cash envelope savings challenge, is to save $10 of cash from each one of your envelopes every single payday. Now, I'm a paycheck budgeter. I budget my money every single time I get a paycheck, which is on the 5th and the 20th. So here's what this looks like for April in 2019. Every single paycheck, so on the 5th, that pay period, I'm going to save $10 from each one of my envelopes, which means I should have $60 per pay period because I carry 6 envelopes. So I have a beauty envelope, a gas envelope, a miscellaneous envelope, a fun envelope, a pet envelope for my guinea pig Penny, and my food envelope. So I have 6 envelopes in total. If I save $10 in cash from each envelope every payday, that means I can save $120 in the month of April. And that's how the $10 cash envelope saving challenge works. In May, I'm calling it the Freezer and Pantry May. Now, this is what I just got done doing for the month of November. It's eating and finding ways to use what you have at home for your recipes and for your dinners and your lunches and your snacks and your breakfasts. Now, the kind of thing that got me onto this challenge is in the beginning of November, I literally emptied out everything in my freezer, and it absolutely boggled my mind that I had so much food I didn't realize I had. And in fact, it was so significant, I knew I could get through the full month of November without making trips to the grocery store. Now, of course, I still had to get the necessities like my half and half, can't live without my coffee, but the other things and the ingredients that I based my recipes on, say for like dinner and feeding my family, everything was used out of my pantry and my freezer. That's going to be doing the Freezer and Pantry May Challenge. In June, I'm calling it $2 a day in June. And what that means is out of your cash envelopes in the month of June, you're going to pull out $2 from your envelopes. Now, it doesn't matter what envelopes it comes from, doesn't matter what couple of dollars you pull. Maybe you pull $1 from your beauty envelope and $1 from your gas envelope, but it's $2 a day in the month of June. In July, I'm calling it Generic July. And what that means is one of the things that I've really challenged myself to save money over the years is getting over my brand addiction. So when I started budgeting, I realized I was a brand junkie. Yes, I just gravitated towards those brands that I knew about and that I knew that I've been buying forever. I mean, I've gravitated towards these major brands for a long time. When I started buying the store brand or the generic brand, I realized how much I could decrease my food costs. And so the month of July, your goal is to try out new generic brands rather than going to the brand that you normally gravitate towards, which might be the more expensive brand. Your goal in July is to start buying those generic brands and see how much it can decrease your food costs, because you will be surprised the difference between, say, a store brand or a generic brand and a major food brand. There is quite a bit of difference. That's how I'm going to be saving in July. In August, I'm calling it Sell 2 Items. Okay, so in August, and one of the things that I kind of figured out this year is I did a deep clean of my closet, and I had a ton of clothes that I was no longer wearing. Now, I ended up actually bringing him down to Plato's Closet, and I earned my money that way. But one of the challenges I really wanted to do in the 2019 was selling at least 2 things in the month of August that I'm no longer using in my house. Now, it could be sold on eBay, it can be sold on Facebook Marketplace, it could be sold on Craigslist, but the goal is to sell 2 things that you're no longer using in your house in the month of August, and to use that money that you get from buying your items to be applied towards your goals or your priorities. It could be saving, it could be paying off debt, but that's how you're gonna save in August. In September, I'm calling it Decrease Your Bills September. And what that means is a lot of the time we budget, and we forget to actually look at all of our expenses, our phone bill, our cable bill, whatever it may be, whatever expenses you have. Maybe it's Spotify, or it's Hulu, or it's Netflix, or it's your car payment, or it's your insurance, your medical insurance, your car insurance. Your goal in September is to decrease one of your bills significantly. And how you do this, and what I ended up doing when I was working on a really strict budget, I literally went through line by line at my expenses, and I made phone calls to all of those different places and said, hey, how can I get my bill lowered? And so you will be surprised how much you can save by analyzing the current expenses that you already have. So that's in September. In October, I'm calling it Make Your Own Coffee October. I don't have to tell you how much you spend every single month if you're constantly going to Starbucks. And if you're doing that, stop right now, because it adds up. So last Christmas, I broke down. I ended up buying a Keurig, and I cannot tell you how much money I've saved by no longer going to, say, a coffee stand on the way to work or Starbucks on a normal routine to get my coffee. I started making it at home, and that actually saved me a lot in my budget by cutting out that one expense. And it may not seem like it adds up because you're spending $2 here, $4 here, $3 here, but in the big picture, it's a lot. And so on every single one of these savings challenge, it's kind of cool. Keep track of your savings. How much did you save in the month of October from making your coffee at home? In November, I'm calling it No Spend November. And what this is utilizing and doing no spend days. Now, I'm not saying the whole month of November needs to be no spend days, because every day being a no spend day is unrealistic. It's not, for me at least, it would never happen, especially since my birthday is in November. So Mondays and Wednesdays in November, I want you to dedicate to no spend days. And what are no spend days? No spend days are essentially you're not spending on anything that's not a necessity. Now, of course, you're gonna need gas for your car. If you happen to get low on gas on a Monday or Wednesday in November, that's fine. But anything else, no spending at all, okay? And so that's what that is in November. Monday and Wednesdays in November are dedicated to no spend days, which will save you money. In December, I'm calling it Make a List December, because as most of you know, Christmas hits in December and a lot of holiday spending is going on. This year was my first year of doing an all cash budget for Christmas. Yes, I'm not putting a cent on my credit card for Christmas this year. And one of the things that truly helped me with that and being able to stick within, for me, was kind of a tight budget. $500 in cash was a lot less than what I was used to spending for holidays. But one of the things that really helped me was prioritizing my spending for those huge holiday occasions, like going out for Christmas shopping, or maybe you have a lot of different parties going on that you have to attend and cook and bring food to. So it's prioritizing not just who you're giving gifts to, but all of your holiday spending. So it's about making lists and prioritizing your spending in December. That's it. 12 months 12 different savings challenges, every single saving challenge anyone can do. And who knows, you might have to change the challenge a little bit if it's not quite in your budget to say save $2 a day, and I get that. $1 a day, that's fine. But the point is to participate in the challenge. And like I said, I'll be putting a link to this, my 12 months, 12 saving challenge article in the description of this video. I'm ready to save in 2019, and I'm hoping that you'll participate with me. If you found this video helpful, please share it, and don't forget to subscribe.